Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome to Jim will Shave. Nice to have you with me on this occasion, because this is going to be a back to basics shave. Seen all these fancy razors that a lot of these YouTube channels have, but yeah, we do have some old originals, and that's what I'm shaving with today. It's going to be one of the cheapest razors I own, and this is the Wilkinson Sword Classic. As you can see, made of plastic. It's got an aluminium insert there. It doesn't add any weight really. It shakes, you can hear it rattle when you shake it, but that's the aluminium insert. That's just give the handle a bit of weight, but as I say, it's very, very light. I'd say, point of balance. There's the point of balance. Okay, very light indeed, as I say. Made of plastic. Great travelling razor. It doesn't matter if you lose it, leave it behind. Just get another. I think you can get it on eBay for around about £5, and that includes 5 blades as well. I took the 5 Wilkinson Sword blades, and of course I'm going to use a Wilkinson Sword blade today, but not the conventional Wilkinson Sword blade that you're probably used to, that you see on the high street. This is going to be an Indian Wilkinson Sword blade. Okay, so there's the top cap and the base. And it's a 2-piece razor. To undo, the whole handle turns. The whole handle. That's how you loosen the top. Let's get the top off. And we'll just unwrap this blade here. As you can see, it says Gillette Wilkinson Sword. Gillette Wilkinson Sword. They come in a blue and red pack. Indian made. Stainless steel. As you can see, there's the Wilkinson Sword logo there. Now, just gonna load it on. Whoops, a daisy, fingers. Let's load it on. Bottom of the top cap there. Fits nice and snug. And just twist the handle so everything's snug. Blades home correctly. No overhang. Safe as houses. Excellent beginner's razor this. Really, really is. I wouldn't say beginner, I mean someone as young as 13, 14 when they're starting to develop their first bum fluff. But that said, I got one years ago, and I still use it the way you would a cartridge razor, and I pressed, and I did cut myself to pieces with it, so I know it's ultra mild. Right, cream, Wilkinson Sword razor, Wilkinson Sword blade. So we've got Wilkinson Sword shaving cream. I think I picked this up in Germany. I've never seen it on the UK high street. I don't know if you have it in the States or not, but a razor cream. Can get it on eBay. And aloe vera, that's the German store. So aloe vera, moisturiser, agent and hydrant. Yeah. Fugstighetsspender. I don't know what that means. So that's what we're using today. It's a nice silky looking cream when it comes out. I have already taken the liberty to lather up in my travel bowl here. It's actually a Chinese soup bowl or a Chinese noodle bowl. It's double layered to keep the heat in. Not that I'm going to have any heat in it, but look at that. Now I've used the Wilkinson Sword soap bowl, you know, there's very, very little scent. There's more than this. I get a 3.5, maybe a touch higher. Lovely, lovely clean scent. Very nice. So, the aftershave will be the Nivea Deep Comfort. Picked this up in Greece. Now, a lot of the stuff I use does come from mainland Europe, continent, but yeah, most of it can be found online. If you go to Greece, look for some of that aftershave splash. Something to do, isn't it? While you're looking around at the beers and whatnots. Right, here we go. Yeah, so I'm currently I don't think I'm that far from a shaving fox. The fox is down actually. because I'm in Yorkshire. I'm on the M1 motorway, Woolly Edge services, and I'm in the Travelodge. Just returned from Amsterdam, a 3-day job to Amsterdam, so I was off the ship this morning. The drop-offs are all really local. Well, when I say local, not far. So I was actually finished, dropped off 10:30 this morning. So I was went into Bradford, killed a bit of time there, had a walk around, visited the local Wetherspoons for some breakfast, because I didn't eat breakfast on the ship because I can't eat breakfast too early these days. Yeah, you don't want to know. But I don't retain it for very long. Okay, so the Wilkinson Sword Classic, Wilkinson Sword Indian Blade, and Wilkinson Sword Shaving Cream. A very comfortable shave. And you can never complain about this for the price. Well, this particular blade is reported to be on the mild side. But just because a blade's mild doesn't mean it won't work. Of course it'll work. It just won't work in every razor. Well, it'll work, but it might not be enjoyable or to your satisfaction. Great for getting right up under the nostrils, this razor. Yeah, awesome. No, for camping or certainly if you're one of these guys who buys Bic razors, plastic for always, honestly, you'd be doing yourself a favour if you bought one of these. 100 blades for £6 and 400 shaves for an outlay of about £12. 400 shaves at least. Very little blade feel, as you would expect. Excellent first pass. Oh, and yeah, I've got a plug in the sink. I tell you what, this soap is ultra slick. It really is. This shaving cream, really nice. Isn't it a bonus when stuff's dirt cheap and performs excellently? Over the years, there's some soaps and splashes I've shelled out, say £40 for, and well, they've been lacking. They certainly haven't been £40 worth. You get something like this for a few quid. Look how large, it's nice, it's dense, ultra slick. What's not to like? It's good stuff. Good stuff. And as you know, most guys get into this way of shaving to save money. Some of us are idiots and we get obsessed. Don't we stick solo? And we just can't stop buying razors and collecting razors and soaps and brushes, and it becomes ridiculous. Now, if you just tuned in, you've never seen me before, and you've heard me saying, you probably think I'm a nutter. I suppose I am. Right up into the nozzies. This is where you can tell it's a mild razor now. Little. It's an old blade feel. But it's still shaving good. Tell you what, that's BBS on that cheap there. Even some of my more expensive razors, which are reported to be like efficient, I have to do more work to clear the cheeks. It's amazing, it really is. Okay, I'm going down here. So of course this is my across the grain pass. Again, if you're new to this way of shaving, you don't need to do 3 passes. You can go with and against if you so wish, or you just do 2 passes with the grain if you don't want to take any risks when you start out. We'll see what you're doing 3 though. I don't know what, wrong way. That's it. Makes some sound, doesn't it? Such a mild razor. As I say, even if the results weren't that tremendous with this razor, I'd still sing its praises, merely for the fact it's a great razor to lose if you're away camping or on holiday, or leave behind in a hotel room, and the price of it. Now if you're starting out this way, and it's cream. I love the scent. This is going to be tricky to wash out the bushes, I know it is, because oh, look at that, how rich is that, how dense. I love the sound, I love that sound. Grow up. Okay, against the grain. I still got a little bit of a sting on the skin now. That's because I've been overworking because the razor is so mild. I've had to take more strokes than I would do with a more aggressive razor. And that's the main difference between mild razors and aggressive razors. More strokes with a mild razor, you're more likely to suffer a little bit of irritation, in my case. And I should imagine, in most people's cases. Easy against the moustache. Of course it is. Why am I using that hand? Use the left hand. Don't be so lazy. Always good. But to be able to shave with both hands, just in case you have some broken fingers. I'm not threatening you. There you can see, did a goatee, a few extra strokes there. Now, although I've mentioned, in my case anyway, too many strokes equals a little bit of irritation. Slight. If you're using this on a regular basis, your skin would get used to it, and that problem would be alleviated. Alleviated, get me? Yeah, so today is Thursday. So tomorrow we'll be picking up some good Yorkshire folk from places like Barnsley, Rotherham, Bradford and Huddersfield. We'll be taking them over to Merseyside, to Southport. I'm glad about that because there's a nice shaving shop in Southport. Right, get the cold on. Oh, you're not used to reading water glove away from on my channel, are you? Don't know if I'm making a mess with them in hotels. Yeah, just a little bit of sting of the cold water. Isn't it mad getting a sting of cold water? How does that work? There's a bit of Velcro there. Not worrying about that too much. Not pushing it. See? I never push a mild razor. One of the first mistakes I made using mild razors was trying to obtain BBS, baby butt smooth, and yeah, what a horrible rash I got on my neck. I couldn't wear a shirt, it was agony. Lesson learned that day. Yeah, never push a mild razor. Okay, I'll tell you what, all the usual places, the cheeks, sides, all around there, it's all BBS, a little bit of Velcro there. I get that anyway on a lot of razors. It's barely noticeable really. You certainly can't see it. That's a great cheap shave, it really is. Okay, as promised, the Nivea. Nivea for men, deep comfort. Give it a shake, as I always do with all aftershaves, because some aftershaves need to be activated. 2 elements need to mix. Smell that? I wouldn't say it's a typical Nivea scent, but it's nice. And although I got a little sting off the cold water, no sting off the splash. Just used that on the head, and I got a little tingle off it there. But let's put a bit more on. Why not? Absolutely no sting whatsoever. Well, how about that then? Cheap, really cheap shave, and it's provided the goods, hasn't it? It's worked. Who needs expensive soaps and creams and razors? Okay, so just quickly go through the usual recap. Cream for today was the Wilkinson Sword shaving cream, probably available on eBay. That was whipped up. Well, I call this my Flanders Field shaving brush. Loads of lava still not. Blade for today was a Wilkinson Sword Indian, normally called Wilkinson Sword Saloon, branded with by Gillette. The razor today was the classic Wilkinson Sword plastic safety razor. About £5 worth, real bargain, and that was all finished off with a Nivea aftershave slash. Okay guys, thanks for watching, it's been a pleasure. Catch you all further down the line guys, bye now.